Dear students, now we are going to discuss about the lesson. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. Introduction. This lesson was written by Gordon Cook and Alan Ace. The story is about 30-year-old businessman who is the narrator of the story. He has a wife named Mary and two children, Jonathan, 6-year-old boy, and Susan, 7-year-old girl. He and his wife both dream of a voyage around the world on their ship Waywalker, which is 23-meter long and 30-ton wooden hull, just like that of the famous Captain James Cook. The whole family started sailing from Plymouth, England on July 1976. The story tells about how they fought each day and survived till the end. Let us see the summary of the lesson. The narrator and his wife plan a voyage around the world just like a famous Captain James Cook. They have been preparing and perfecting their seafaring skills for the past 16 years. They get a ship which is 23 meters long and weighs 30 tons, wooden hulled, named Waywalker. They test it in a rough weather for months. In July 1976, they all start their journey from Plymouth, England. They sail from Africa to Cape Town, which was quite a pleasant journey. Before heading east, the narrator had two crewmen, Larry Vigil and Herb Seigler, to help them tackle one of the roughest sea, the southern Indian Ocean. They encountered strong and alarming waves during the second day. By December 25, on the day of Christmas, they all managed to reach 35,000 kilometers east of Cape Town. The family somehow manages to surpass the bad weather and celebrates Christmas together. The weather changes for the worse, and on January 2, after a week, the big waves hit them. They carry their life raft drill, attached lifelines, down life jackets, and oilskins. Later in the evening, a vertical and huge wave strikes the ship, and the narrator is thrown off from the ship. He accepts his approaching death and starts losing consciousness. When the ship is about to overturn, a huge wave hits again and turns it right back. He suffers injuries in ribs and mouth. He grabs the guard rail and sails into the ship's main boom. He instructs his wife Mary to guard the wheel as he realizes that the ship has water in the lower parts. His crewman starts pumping out the water. The narrator goes to his children's cabin and have checks on them. His daughter Sue informs him about a bump on her head, which he ignores because his major concern is to save the ship. The narrator does waterproofing on the gaping holes. This makes water to deviate on the right side. The hand pump gets blocked due to debris and electric pump gets short-circuited. However, he later finds a spare electric pump and connects it to drain the water. They all keep pumping the water all night long. Their mayday calls are not answered as they are in the remotest corner of the world. Sue, on the other hand, has now a swollen black eye and a deep cut in her arm. On being asked by her father about her injuries, she tells him she didn't want him to worry as he was trying to save them. After 15 hours, the situation gets under control. The narrator decides to work in a rotation and rest. The water levels are controlled, but the leaks were still there, below the waterline. The ship is in bad shape now. It is not in a condition to reach Australia, and so they decided to reach nearest island, Isle Amsterdam, a French scientific base. As their supporting engines were also damaged, The chances of the ship to reach the destination are low. After pumping the water out continuously for 36 hours, they took a sigh of relief. Only few centimeters of water was left to be pumped out of the boat. They hoisted the storm jib as the mainmast was destroyed. They ate their first meal in 2 days, some corned beef and crackers. The weather soon started changing, and again the black clouds took over by the morning of January 5. His son Jonathan told him that he did not fear death as long as they were all together. This filled him with determination to fight the sea. The struggle continued, and the narrator tried his best to protect the weakened starboard side. The same evening the narrator and his wife sat together, holding their hands, thinking that their end was near. His children continuously supported him, which gave him moral support to keep going. The wave walker sailed through the storm and made it. The narrator then calculated their exact position by working on the wind speed. While he was brainstorming, Sue gave him a card that she had made expressing her love and gratitude towards the family. The narrator instructed Larry to steer the course to 185 degrees. He said that if they were lucky, they could hope to find an island by 5 p.m. He slept and suddenly got up around 6 p.m. He believed that they didn't make it and he was disappointed. His son came and informed him about how they reached the Amsterdam island, and he called him best daddy and best captain. The whole team, the family, and the two crew members never stopped trying. Their struggle and hard work finally saved them. This is the summary of the lesson. We are not afraid to die. Dear children, I hope you all understand the summary of the lesson, and thank you.